Listen, in love, it doesn't matter who started a fight or who ends it, just as long as both of you feel closer after a fight. You know, men have fragile ego. So you have to really know how to play with it. I would show you how to make a guy feel needed and wanted. Men indeed are like babies, and a guy needs to feel desired in a relationship. So when he feels like he's wanted and needed, he feels good about himself and the relationship. Respect is one of the biggest things that men cherish more than sex. You think men love sex? Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jane Lawrence and I come with a lot of juicy content. Now, if you are an independent woman, there is a high chance that your man may feel neglected. Sometimes your independent streak could just make your guy feel undesired or even make him feel like he's an unwanted baggage in your life. And if that ever happens, that's a sure sign that things may not remain so smooth in your relationship way down the lane, okay? So it's very important to know how to make your guy feel needed and wanted in your relationship so as to make him a lot happier and to make you a lot happier. So I would show you how to make a guy feel needed and wanted. Men indeed are like babies, and a guy needs to feel desired in a relationship. So when he feels like he's wanted and needed, he feels good about himself and the relationship. He would not have the sense of being emasculated in a relationship. He assumes he plays an important part in your life, and that makes him try a little harder to be a nicer boyfriend because he believes his behavior towards you has an impact on your life. Now, dramatically, just put it this way: your guy wants to believe that your life would be ruined if he didn't exist in it. Now, of course, that's being overly dramatic, but hopefully you get the point, okay? Now, why men love feeling needed in a relationship is this: a man wants to feel like a man, and he feels like a man when he's needed and desired by the special someone that he's in love with, which is you. So it is in his evolutionary gene. He loves the role of being a protector, and he feels good about himself when he sees himself as the provider of your happiness and security. But if you ever make him feel like an unnecessary appendage in your life, chances are that he will subconsciously start searching for someone who needs him and wants him badly in their life. That's how men are. We all know how men and women are different and what both genders need in their relationship to feel safe and secure. It's easy for women to think that men should automatically think or feel and act the way they do or the way they want them to. But there are some very significant differences in men and women and how we perceive the world, and that includes relationship. According to Dr. John Gray, the author of Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, he said that men and women are so different that they might as well be from different planets. But the good news is, once we understand the differences, then we'll be much happier in our relationship. I mean, men feel motivated and empowered in a relationship where they feel needed. And I tell you for a fact that this is a contrast to women. We women, we feel that way. We feel secure in our relationship when we are cherished by men. So this is really important to keep in mind when you're trying to figure out how to make a guy feel needed and wanted in your relationship. You might think that talking to your man will make him feel needed, but that's how women think. Women bond through talking, men bond through doing. Men like to solve problems, but not necessarily through talk. So if he feels needed by you, then he will automatically feel closer to you. So if you want to know how to make a guy feel needed and wanted, you also need to understand his love language, act of service, physical touch, and all of that. You know that, all right? A man's love language and feeling needed goes hand in hand with their love language, because feeling needed makes a guy feel loved. However, it's not hard to make a guy feel needed and wanted in a relationship. And almost always, it's the little things that have the biggest impact in your relationship. So just keep these things, you can do for him in mind. As long as you use these tips to display your need for him, you would leave him beaming with pride and happiness, all because you made him feel more like a real man. You made him feel needed and wanted. All right, let's just begin. Number one, don't reject him. Never, ever, ever reject his effort to make you happy. If your man sneaks up on you from behind to hug you, or if he messes the kitchen up just a little while preparing breakfast for you, don't rebuke him. All right? Don't rebuke him for the mess that he has caused. He will feel stupid for trying to do something nice for you. He will hate you for that. Always appreciate every little effort that he puts to making you happy, even if he left the kitchen sink dirty with plates just because he wants to do breakfast for you. If he does breakfast for you in bed, appreciate him and enter into the kitchen and wash those dishes and make the kitchen neat. All right, praise him. Praise him for doing anything good for you. Number two, let him know you respect him. Respect is one of the biggest things that men cherish more than sex. You think men love sex? The biggest thing that men cherish more than sex is respect. So if you're not respecting this guy, then he will never feel needed. He will just go to a woman that respects him and sees his value. I mean, like, if you don't see the value of your man, you would never respect him. That's just what disrespect is all about. All right, so let your man know that you respect him. To your guy, your respect and what you think of him plays a big part in how he feels about himself. If you think he's worthless or he's not capable of doing something, it will hit him harder than his biggest critics out there. You're his number one cheerleader. Okay? Number three, appreciate him. If you want to make a guy feel needed, then you need to appreciate the little things that he does, even if he doesn't expect acknowledgement for it. If he fills a glass of water for you, or if he does your laundry, don't just take it for granted, even if it's just a regular chore. Thank him for it, because not all men would do that for you. And you will notice him smiling to himself when he thinks you've walked away. It's the little things. The little things. Number four, show him that you love him. Tell your man, tell your boyfriend, tell your husband that you love him often. He needs to hear that. He needs that validation. Even if saying those words seems overrated, it always feels good to hear them, all right? And don't just stop with words. Show your love for him through your gestures. Number five, ask your guy for help. Always allow yourself to be vulnerable with him. Be vulnerable in front of him. He doesn't need you to be in your masculine energy when he is there. As strong and capable as you are, let your guard down in front of your man and let him see your vulnerable side, your vulnerable and soft side. Talk to him about things that trouble you and make him realize just how much you need his support. And he'll be there for you if he truly loves you. Number six, get possessive. I know you may trust your husband or your boyfriend completely, but every now and then show off your possessiveness, especially when he's going to meet a pretty girl at work, or he's going to meet up with an old friend. Just you displaying your possessiveness makes him smile or laugh, but deep inside it will make him see that you're still scared of losing him, which just shows how much you want him in your life. Number seven, make up without keeping count. Take the initiative to apologize first to your man every now and then if you want to make your man feel, needed and wanted. It's not every time that you'll be putting strong head, or it's not every time that you'll be refusing, be adamant. You just stay there and not want to apologize. Sometimes take out time to apologize. There are some women that you cry mountain, they will not apologize, and that's not a good thing. You see, thank you and I am sorry. Those two things are very important if you want to keep your relationship going for a very long time. And it should not be difficult for you to say you're sorry. It should not be a hard thing for any man or woman to say, I am sorry to the person that they claim to love. It should be very easy. No pride when it comes to apology. Because then again, it is you and your partner against your problems and not your problems against both of you. You're not fighting against each other. Because listen, in love, it doesn't matter who started a fight or who ends it, just as long as both of you feel closer after a fight. Of course, I am not saying that you should be a doormat who accepts faults each time both of you fight. But now and then, let him see that you love him enough to swallow your pride and make up with him, even if it is his fault. Okay? Number 8, let him see that you miss him. You do miss your husband. You do miss your guy. You do miss your boyfriend when he isn't around, don't you, right? So tell him just how much you miss him and how eagerly you're waiting to see him again. You can even text him something cute to make him smile. He will feel needed. Number 9, he's a good boyfriend, right? So if you really like your man and you see him as a great partner, then you need to tell him about it. Guys feel totally great when they're complimented about how good of a boyfriend or husband they are. They love praises. And that's one thing that I love about Yoruba women, the Yoruba speaking tribe in Nigeria. They know how to praise their men, especially when they want to get something from their men. They know how to praise their men, call him, oh my king, you're the best husband in the world. No other man can ever take your place, even after death. You're my provider, you're my king, you're my Lord. I bless the day that I met you. You're perfect in every shape or form. There is no man on earth that can compete with you. Thank you for taking care of me. Thank you for taking care of the home. Thank you for being the shield, the provider. Odogu. After you is you. No other person can compare to you. Especially when he does something really nice for you. Praise your guy. Make him feel good. That thing boosts their ego. It makes their head grow 100 times bigger. It's not every woman that will shower praises on their men. Guys feel great when they're complimented about how good they are. When you compliment him, he will only try harder to be an even nicer guy so that he can win more praises from you. Number 10, thank him. Thank your man. Give him appreciative kisses when he does something for you. Even if it's as simple as getting you your cell phone. Thank him. See, when you're in a relationship, it's easy to overlook these little gestures and you take them for granted. Always be appreciative of the things that he has done for you. It is sad that you find these days women, even if their husbands give them a certain amount of money that is below that which they wanted or that they expected, they start to throw curses and everything. They start to disrespect him. No. You could thank him for the small one that he has given to you and tell him that I know that God is going to bless your pocket and you will give much more. I will manage what you've given to me. I will prepare something really nice, some sumptuous food for you and the kids. All right? But I know that God is going to bless your pocket so that next time you're going to give so much that will make me cook you a feast worthy for a king like you. Tell a man like that, even if he's a stingy man, I don't think he would not give you something much more because he loves that. He loves to be seen as a king. He doesn't want to disappoint you, except he's a stupid person or except he has been cursed by his ancestors to be a stingy man in this lifetime and the next, then you're doomed. That's why if you're not married, make sure that you date a man who is generous. If he's not generous with the little that he has, he will not be generous with the much that he's been given. He will not be generous when he even has more. Okay? So, number 11. Consult him. Always consult him and take important decisions together. You might have made up your mind already about certain things that you want to do, but take time to discuss it with your man and, ask him for his opinion. Ask him for his point of view. And if it does differ from yours, try to understand why he doesn't concur with you and explain your reasons to him. By doing that, he would realize that his opinion matters to you and you take them pretty seriously. And it will make your man feel needed. Number 12, don't boss him around. Don't boss over him. Don't get bossy or behave like he's the one who needs you and you don't need him back. You may assume that displaying your independence to him would show that you can live your life without him, but it will eventually backfire against you and drive him further away. Men have fragile ego. So you have to really know how to play with it, play around it. Number 13, show your affection. Reach out for his hands and while you're walking down the street, and sometimes you can even wink at him as he talks to one of his friends. Cuddle him up or run your fingers through his hair or his head when he acts cute. He may pretend to hate it, but deep down he actually loves it. All right. Number 14, share your secrets. See, when a girl trusts a guy enough to share her innermost secrets or feelings, it subconsciously reveals to a man just how important he is to her and how special he is in her life. So talk about your secrets with your boyfriend or with your husband, and you would see him coming closer to you. Number 15, ask him for advice. If you want to make your guy feel needed and wanted, just ask him for advice. It's as simple as that. Because asking him for advice shows your man that you respect him and value him enough to do something based on his judgment and opinion. And he can't get a bigger boost than that. He will swell up with happiness and he will feel really good about himself within minutes. Trust me. Number 16, don't talk down to him. It's really important to watch your language around him. It's so easy to say negative things when you're having an emotional moment. Without realizing it, you could say things to him or about him that you would regret later. Because once you say it, you can't take it back. So say kind and loving words to him on a regular basis, including compliments. And that's why I advise couples, no swear words, don't curse, don't call yourself names, even jokingly, because you don't know when you would overstep your boundaries, and he will not like the names or the jokes that you make. Number 17, you need to ask him about his love language. All right. Remember I told you earlier on that men do have love languages. Everyone does. Everyone has their own love language. So ask him what his love language is. And maybe he probably has never heard of the word love language. So you might have to explain it to him. Once you do, ask him how he would like to act to make him feel needed and loved. Basically, just using these tips on how to make a guy feel needed and wanted will definitely help him feel more loved and secured in your relationship. And he will surely fall more in love with you because, you're doing a lot to boost his masculinity, or you're doing a lot to appreciate his masculinity. You see him, you're making him feel seen. You're making him feel seen and heard. And that's a beautiful thing. Just as much as you would want to be seen and heard by your man in your relationship or in your marriage. Okay, so these are the ways that you can make your man feel needed. So we stop right here until I come your way. When I come your way next time, do know that I love you and God loves you best. Mwah.